Hey guys, it's Chantel and welcome back to the Spooky Library. Okay, so I mentioned in my last video that I had another TBR video to go up for the month of September. Well, make that 2 TBR videos to go up in September. So I was kind of just like relaxing, hanging out with my husband when I had a message come up on my Discord from the Romance Readathon Discord channel, and it was a TBR photo and it said Phantom on it, and it instantly intrigued me. I had no idea that this was going on. So I had to jump on the bandwagon. So in today's video, I will be bringing you my Readathon Phantom Edition TBR. The month of September going into October is going to be kind of chaotic. I will be participating in now three readathons, but I am so excited for all 3 of them. Without further ado, let's get into my TBR. So I picked Team Raoul, and the tropes for that are friends to lovers and second chance. Now, these aren't usually, tropes that I normally gravitate to, but I wanted to challenge myself a little bit more to expand my reading taste. So I went with this just to, challenge myself and to get to know some more booktubers and whatnot. So I am super excited about that. Okay, Team Raoul is Crystal from Books Forever After and Katie from Miss Pizza's Reads. And I did not know anything about these 2 booktubers, but I am so excited to be a part of their team and to get to know them some more. Anyway, I am just rambling at this point. I have a chaotic TBR for this, just to kind of, get my foot in the door of these tropes. I do have 3 books physically that I own, and the rest are currently ebook. This TBR is scheduled to change because why wouldn't it, Anyway, the main book that I would like to get to for this readathon is The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. I had a copy of this book before, I believe, and it got ruined, so my husband replaced it for me. Either that or I saw that it was a classic and it was one that I didn't have and needed to have in my collection. So I picked it up and I started reading it, but never finished it. So I would like to finish it this month, seeing as this is a Phantom of the Opera themed readathon. Okay, so I believe both of these are second chance, but then I feel like this one might be a friends to lovers, but I'm not entirely sure. But to start off with, I have Love and Other Words by Kristin Lauren. I don't remember picking this one up physically, owning it wise. I do have quite a few of their books anyway. I've heard a lot about them. I have yet to read a book by them. These videos are making me seem like I'm totally behind, and it is true. I went on a hiatus and so did my reading, I guess. But I have this one, and it follows Macy, who is setting into an ambitious, if emotionally tepid routine, work hard as a new pediatrics resident, plan her wedding to an older financial secure man, keep her head down and her heart tucked away. But when she runs into Elliot, the first and only love of her life, the careful bubble she constructed begins to dissolve. Once upon a time, Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her gangly, bookish friend into a man who coaxed her heart open again, only to break it on the very night she declared his love for her. Technically, this is friends to lovers, and technically second chance, so it works for both of those prompts, but this sounds amazing and I cannot wait to get into this. And then lastly, for my physical book, I know for sure this is a second chance, but that is Forget-Me-Not by Julie Soto. This follows Emma Torres is a wedding planner who doesn't believe in marriage, but weddings, they're amazing. Elliot Bloom is a brooding florist who hates owning a flower shop until a certain bright-eyed donut-loving workaholic shows up at his door. Once upon a time, they collaborated on events by day and by night. Emma traced intricate flower tattoos etched along his body. Then Emma shattered his heart and never spoke to Elliot again. That is as far as I'm going to read on the synopsis because I do not want to know more. I just want to get right into this. But this sounds amazing. I picked this one up on a whim because I loved the cover and I was seeing it everywhere. So I would love to just pick it up and figure out what happens next. So to get into the enormous stack of ebooks that I have picked out for this readathon, I stayed up way too late last night hunting for books that I wanted to read that fit this readathon to a T. I do have a couple Phantom of the Opera retellings. I have The Forgotten Phantom by Catherine Ann Kingsley, Phantom by Gear Rivers, and Music of the Night by Angela J. Ford. I've seen that all three of these are being held as buddy reads for this readathon, but I own Music of the Night on my Kindle and want to read it and have wanted to read it for a while. And then Phantom has been on my TBR radar for quite a while. I just haven't had the motivation to pick it up just yet, but I figured this would be a perfect opportunity. And then The Forgotten Phantom was one that just came across my radar yesterday and it looks interesting, so I would love to pick it up for this readathon. Going into the tropes that my team are set at, which again are Friends to Lovers and Second Chances, I have Tattered by Devney Perry, Only Once by Ashley Munzo. I know I'm saying her name wrong and I am so sorry. The Guy for Me by Marzi Opal. I probably said that name wrong too, but I'm sorry. It's Not Home Without You by C. Lamari. Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Lee Fanu, so I watched one of Katie's videos last night and it was her recommendations for like gothic theme books, which is one of the prompts for this readathon, and she said that this inspired Dracula, and that just fascinated me because I love vampire books for one, and two, I love learning history that I did not know as I build my channel, and this was a fun fact but I couldn't believe. So I want to give this a chance as I'm reading Dracula for the Mystic Readathon. I thought this would be fun to throw into the mix here. And then I have Midnight Duet, which I did not remember as I did the Phantom of the Opera retelling, but this is a Phantom of the Opera retelling with a more rockish twist to it. So I thought that was fascinating. I did find this one as well from Katie. So thank you, Katie, for these amazing recommendations. This one, I want to say it was Sam from Samantha Donovan mentioned this one, and it's book one of Villains and Virtues, and that is Thrown in the Dark by A.K. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this name. Sagino, but this cover looks amazing, and again, this does not fit my trope for my team, but it fits a trope for her team, and we do get 50 points for reading another team's trope, so I thought this would be a fun little mix into it. And then I have Forever Her Duke by Scarlett Scott. This is like a short little novella. I want to say this one was Friends to Lovers, but I'm not entirely sure. It could be Age Gap, which is another team's trope, which again, we get points for reading other team's tropes. And then this one I know is another team's trope. This one is Age Gap 2, and that is Virgin, Taken, and Cave by Izzy V and Daliana Jeffries. And this is also a novella, and it sounded kind of cute. And Age Gap is another trope that I usually don't gravitate to, but I want to give it a try because I know I had a bad, I don't want to say reaction because that doesn't sound right, but a bad experience. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. A bad experience with a age gap mom to like son's age romance, and I don't know why, but it like gave me an ick, and I want to go back and give this trope a try again. But I believe this one is older male, younger female, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to, you know, retry and see if I can get into this trope. And then I have To Ruin a Duke by Tessa Brookman. This one I just kind of found, I believe it's like a novella. The cover is what caught my attention. The cover is really pretty. And even though I own a lot of historical romance, okay, not a lot, because some of these booktubers go above and beyond with their historical romance collection, and they top mine by far. But I do have a pretty good starting point for historical romance. I just haven't really delved into this genre, so I want to give it a try, and I thought that this one would be a perfect one. I did read, I want to say it was the last year, I read a pirate historical romance novella, and I absolutely loved it. So I want to give, you know, this genre another chance. And I believe this one was either Friends to Lovers or it was Age Gap. I don't remember off the top of my head. That is the end of this crazy TBR. I know it was kind of just sprung upon us, but I find that is what's fun about doing YouTube, is just finding these random, you know, events, readathons, random books that just spike your interest. So yeah, I am excited to join this. Again, it fits into the spooky theme leading into October, so I had to join it and have the opportunity to rewatch The Phantom of the Opera and to finally read the book. So thank you, Maggie, for creating this readathon and giving all of us this opportunity. I will tag her and her announcement video in the description below, as well as the other co-hosts. Stay tuned for the very last readathon TBR video to come, like I said last time, sometime this week or later on into September before the readathon starts. That is all I have for you, so stay spooky, my friends, and I will see you guys in my next video.